We are here with Gerard Butler, action star, rom-com cutie, and overall just funnest, dopest, coolest human. I was wondering if you would play my favorite game with me. It's called Behind the Scenes. First thing that comes to your mind, or a naughty detail, or a fly-on-the-wall moment, I don't know, anything that might, be fun to hear. Let's kick it off with The Ugly Truth.
Maybe one of the funnest scenes I've ever done in a movie, because she's supposed to obviously have something stuck inside her. She's basically having an orgasm during the scene because this kid's playing with the controls. So she had to make this speech whilst, and she was so good. And it was one of those ones where I could just sit back and enjoy a hilarious, brilliant performance.
I love her, and you're right. She also vomits really well. If you've seen Knocked Up, and she has that scene where she's like trying to talk, she is brilliant.
Oh, she's phenomenal. She's good. But this scene, that was, I think, her best part of the movie. She was great in the whole movie, but that scene, I literally was in the moment, but also like, wow, she's amazing. She is amazing.
300.
Okay, let me focus on this man, because Zack Snyder, he's, I think, such a talented director. He's also one of those guys, he's just good at everything. And you know that final scene when I throw the spear towards Xerxes, and the kid's like, this is not, it's hard with the camera angle to get, and he's like, I want you to hit right up there on that mark. And the mark was miles away, and I go, it's not easy to throw it. So he's like, okay, and he's so nice. So he goes, okay, well, just let me, and he takes the spear, and he throws it, and it goes about 50 yards, goes through the curtain with the X on it, right through the X. It was like the perfect spear throw, and I'm standing there feeling like a complete idiot. Going, okay, so that's what you want me to do. Okay, fine.
When you're walking around in like a leather loinclothy, leather stroppy diaper thing, like eventually, like in day one, are you like, okay, and then by day like 150, are you just like, okay?
That's exactly what happened. Like, the first day I walked out like that, and you walk past, because not everybody in the movie is involved in the filming process. There's electricians, there's people, and there's all we were in Montreal, so there's all these big Quebecers, big guys eating sandwiches, and they turn around, and I'm literally like, walking out, and they're like, what the hell is this? I thought, I can't do this. How am I going to be like this for 3 months? And then, then the next minute you're like, come on, guys. Oh,
Okay, The Phantom of the Opera.
That's a role that that character is such beauty and talent and to him, and then such a sadness and a loneliness. And weirdly, I went into that space in that movie. I was constantly grateful for just where I was and the opportunity I'd been given, but I so went into that role. It's like I felt all his pain. I loved it. I loved being in the music and being on those sets but I remember thinking, wow, I feel like I'm really taking his journey now, So a lot of the time I go very sad during that movie. It was a beautiful experience and a sad heart, because it just made me feel like for everybody in life, the pain that people go through when they want something so much and they can't have it, especially with love, but with everything, to know that that's just either not possible or so far away. Because it reminded me as a kid when my dream was to be an actor, but yet I was in Scotland, and it was all I wanted to do was make these fantastical movies, and then I thought, but you're from Scotland. You look at what chance have you got? So that kind of heartbreak, but especially with love. So I found myself in that space a lot, and it was actually lovely. It was very cathartic.
Now that is one emotional, eloquent answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not a fun one, but it's a meaningful one. Yeah.
No, but you're such a good storyteller. Like, you really are. You have a beginning, middle, and end, an arc. Like, it's so, yeah. I'm like,
It takes a bit long, but you get there.
Don't tell me about long-winded, please. I could use an editor for life. Okay, The Bounty Hunter. I love some Jennifer Aniston. Give it to me.
Okay, that's just a general experience. She is the coolest chick on the planet. Just so great to work with, fun, down to earth, humble, And it was such a joy just playing these scenes with her, you know, because that was a fun movie, right? But you needed to have somebody who wasn't going to play games, who wasn't going to, you know, who was in it, and that's what we did. And she just brought me on. It was so just gracious and cool and such a phenomenon. And I'm thinking, oh, working with Jennifer Aniston, this is amazing. I just had a blast making that movie. If you guys haven't seen this, you check it out. It's fun.
I am so in love with her. It like hurts my bones.
Right.
Jennifer Aniston, everything she does, I love her.
I think she is, for who I've worked with, the coolest woman in the business. You know, she's just awesome. Yeah.
She is kind of what your fantasy of her would be. Like, she's fun, she's cool, she's the real deal.
Yeah, she's the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know who else I absolutely love, and who is literally pregnant with twins right now, and I couldn't think higher of this individual and this film. P.S. I love you, Hilary Swank. What comes to mind?
In this movie, I remember saying to the director, I'm not going to think about myself in this movie. I'm only going to think about her. Make sure she's okay, she's cool, because that's kind of who this guy was. And I'm going to tell you, it made the experience so much more fun when I got out of my own head. Actor, self-obsessed, how am I doing? I actually was more like, how's she doing? And she's so cool and so great to work with that I almost killed her. The scene where I'm dancing and I have the, what do you call them, suspenders?
Uh-huh.
And I literally shot that scene for a day and a half, and I had to dance like an idiot in the suspenders. And I'm like, it was like that first moment in 300. You're like, I can't believe I'm doing this dance in my boxer shorts. And then at one point, the clip, which was a crocodile clip, got stuck in the television as I'm crawling towards her, and she's right in front of me, and she's laughing hysterically. This thing, the camera people had these plastic fronts to protect themselves from this crocodile. It was so dangerous. And because I had to ping it, and it would go past my face. And this time I'm crawling towards the bed, it gets stuck, it releases, boom, flies over my head, hits her in the head, slashes her head. I mean, I cut her up. You could even see the teeth of the... And she has to get taken to hospital. Literally, imagine this studio, and in 3 seconds, everybody's gone. And I'm just sitting there in my Irish chamois boxer shorts and my boots and a pair of socks, and I just started crying. I was like, I'm just scarred Hilary Swank. I almost took her eye out, and I just made a fool of myself for 2 days. And this is all I have to show for her. She's off to the hospital. There's nobody on set. I was like, oh, God. Talk about imposter syndrome, you know, like, I should be on this movie, I don't deserve it. That was like, yeah, see, I knew this was going to happen.
Because you got in touch with your sensitive side. Yeah. And you just said, like, every woman's fantasy. Like, I decided to put her needs and thoughts and wants first. We're all like,
Yeah.
Tell me more.
That was the last time that happened.
Gerard Butler, you are everything that we want you to be as we fantasize about hanging out with Jennifer Aniston, and she's going to fulfill that fantasy. So do you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.